Astrophotography these days is becoming so popular, and people seem to be buying telescopes not so much to look at space but to photograph space. Well, the truth of the matter, unfortunately, is not as simple as buying a telescope, buying a camera, pointing it at the sky and getting wow images. Now, unfortunately, astrophotography is not as easy as point click, but the boffins at DWARF Lab claim to have had the answer and a bit of a game changer in astrophotography. This little device here claims to actually make astrophotography into that dream reality of point click wow. Well, we better unwrap this thing and have a look. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Now, before we go any further, I have no affiliate links, I have got no contracts, I am not getting paid by the DWARF Lab team in any shape or form. They've just simply seen my channel, said, would you like to have a play with our new toy? And tell us what you think. Well, I'd be a fool not to do so. So I'm really excited about this one, to be honest. So what I've done, I mean, I've already opened this just to have a peek inside to see if there's nothing hectic going on. But apart from that, I have not gone any further. So without further ado, let's get this thing out of the box and we'll have a little chat about it. Right, I have got a knife that's a little bit overkill for this, but it'll do. Right then, let's take them out. We'll get the boring bit out of the way. I'll turn it upside down. Now, what has concerned me a little bit about this is it has come, I believe, all the way from China. Now, there's a lot of tech going on here, and, you know, telescopes through the post is usually a little bit dodgy. But the box doesn't appear to be too beat up, so hopefully it's had a kind transit. So we'll just put that there for now. Nice polystyrene that doesn't make all that squeaky noise, you know, the more foamy stuff. Wish things had, people had used this more. Don't make loads of bits as well. As you can see, I've not even looked at this. I have no idea. Now, I will leave links to the DWARF team page so you can find out more about this. I don't know that much about it. I have made some bullet notes just to tell you what this claims to do. Right, let me just stop blabbing and we'll get into this. Oh, we're upside down by the looks of it. Okay. Nothing in there. Get rid of that. Nice little box, DWARF 2. Now, I believe this is a Kickstarter project and it isn't actually available in the shops at the minute. Like I say, the DWARF team have sent me this to have a play with and just give my opinion on it, basically. So let's just take it out of here. I had to put me specs on, then I'm not going to, wrong ones. Got to that age now where I need multiple glasses. So we'll just take this little security thing off and see what we've got in the box. Let's have a look. No more, is there? No. There we go. See further, DWARF Lab. See further, DWARF Lab. It's lovely packaging, actually. Very nice. Ooh, something in here. I have no idea what that is. We'll have a look at that in a minute. And here's the main tool. Wow, this is well packed. Oh, and it looks like it comes in a carrying case. Weren't expecting that, really. But excellent. Right, let's get that open. I'm trying to get, I didn't think there'd be as much packaging as this, folks. Sorry about this. But we get into the, that's lovely, isn't it? Look at that. Oh yeah, very tidy. I like that. A nice little packaging. We've got the DWARF Lab. Well, don't worry about that. Let's get into the main thing. Like I say, this video is more of an introduction to the DWARF 2, if you're not familiar with it. Like I say, we'll have a little chat about it in a second. What it does, or what it claims to do. Really excited, to be honest, folks, about this one. We've got all sorts in here. I'll turn this around so you can see it. Now, let's get the main competitor out. Okay, that's that. We've got some more boxes here. Something else here. I have no idea what any of these are. Like I say, this is a brand new product. Oh, we've got, I think that's a SD card. Yep. So it does come with a 64 gigabyte SD card, which is nice. Excellent. Don't think there's anything there. I'll not go through any pockets or anything. I don't think there's anything else in there. No, there isn't. Right. Let's have a look. Let's get this opened. Very easy way of doing it. Right, so what do I know about this little fella here? Well, first of all, let's just get it out of the bag. It's a lot more robust than I thought it was going to be honest. That's just quite... Yeah, well, there you go. Well, I can honestly say that after over 25, 30 years in this hobby, I have never seen a telescope that looks like that. And I do say telescope because what this thing claims to be. So let me just explain exactly what this is supposed to do. Now, if you've heard of, have you ever heard of go-to telescopes? Now, a go-to telescope isn't anything special. What it is, it's the mount that's special. There's nothing particularly special about the telescope itself, but a go-to telescope will virtually, once you've aligned it, point you to any star cluster, any deep sky object, just by the touch of a little remote control. It's basically just dial it in, and the telescope doesn't move. It's the mount that moves the telescope to the desired object. Well, this claims to do exactly just that. It is a little go-to telescope. But not only that, it does that and more, which we will get into in a little while. Let's start with the astrophotography side of it first. Now, unlike a go-to system where you have to do something called polar alignment, it's very important when it comes to astrophotography. Well, this is one thing that it eliminates straight away. According to what I've read, you don't need any polar alignment. It works on a kind of star tracking system. It's got some kind of wizardry in here on real astrophotography, as we'll say. You have something called a star tracker, a little telescope that tracks a star to it'll track the stars through the night sky, if you get what I mean. Well, this has that all built in. So you basically take it out on a clear night, input a star, say, yeah, that's that star I'm looking at, press go, and you're away. Now, all this does sound great on paper, I've got to admit. Don't worry, we are going to put all this to the test. Now, once it's done that and it's scanned around the night sky, I forgot to mention how you control this thing. Well, unlike a go-to telescope, which has a separate hand controller, you are doing all this with your mobile phone. It does it via an app. Now, the app is totally free. I've had a quick look at the app. I'll put some screenshots up, and as you can see, what it is on that app, you've got an actual thumb, so you can actually maneuver this thing manually by yourself, or you can use the preset menu like in a go-to telescope, where if you want to look at Andromeda, say, you press it and this thing will just turn round. It's all motorized. By all accounts, it works on like an Altaz system. It's not an equatorial system. It just turns left and right, and this section here turns round. This is the camera here. It seems to be covered up by some kind of lens protector at the minute. I haven't worked out, like I say, this is the first time I'm seeing this, the first time like you folks. So I should imagine, I'll put some pictures up anyway. I've probably already put some pictures up of the lens system. I don't want to go too much into it now because I don't want to break anything trying to open the shutter. I'll have to read the instructions. But it has a telephoto lens and a wide angle lens. It has two lens systems in it. And it's also works, so I've been read, a little bit like a Cassegrain telescope, where instead of light just coming straight in and going through, say, a lens and then to the eyepiece where the is magnified, or on a reflector where it comes through and then bounces back, this is folded light, and it folds the light into a more compact, making it just a little compact thing, like these little compact telescopes. So there's a lot more power than what it actually first may appear to have. So once you've done all that and you've taken it out and you've set it up, you say take a picture of a deep sky object, and these are the sort of images it claims to produce. Now they are incredible. If that's what's coming out of this little thing, I'm going to be pretty impressed. Now, what it does, because your control is on your mobile phone, I believe what it then does is send you that photograph to your phone, so you've got it forever, sort of thing. Now, all this sounds good on paper. It really does. And in all the time I've spent in astronomy, I know what an absolute nightmare astrophotography can be. This is why I've never done it. I've never really got into it. I haven't got the patience for a start. You see, with astrophotography, there is so much to go wrong. And this is where I'm just getting a few little worries about this little wonder box here, because people can pay literally thousands of pounds for a precise geared motor system to track the night sky as accurately as they can, and they can go wrong. A lot can go wrong with astrophotography. And while we're talking about money, for what this is worth, or how much it costs, I'm a little bit dubious that things aren't going to go wrong. So we'll talk about how much this costs in a short while, but I just want to go through a little few more of the features first to just see what you get for your money. Now, apart from astrophotography, like I say, this is fantastic. This is the side I'm interested in. I'm going to take this out and give it a real good field test. What we'll do is I will then try and compare, or we will compare, the photographs that the DWARF team supply on their website to what I've achieved. Now, I will be doing this in Bortle 6 skies, which were another thing that kind of, it's not the best skies to do astrophotography. But again, the little boffins down at the DWARF team have thought about this, and I really must open this lens system up. I'll do a jump cut when I've figured out how to take the lens system out. But what they've thought of is they've thought of us who live in light polluted areas, and included a really good quality light pollution filter already into the lens. So 10 out of 10 for that idea. That's really good. Well, as you can see, I've exposed a lens system, and it wasn't a lens cover on it at all. This is how much I know about this thing. It was just actually turned down there, so I just have to turn it up. It just turns. This is the camera. Now, I don't want to do that too much. I don't think you're supposed to do it manually. I'm not sure. But there we go. That's exposing the cameras. One's a wide angle and one's a telephoto, as far as I know, and it's like a folded optical system, and they are built so I believe with a light pollution filter, which is great. Now, what else was I going to say? Yes, so that's pretty much the astronomy side of this. Oh, no, it isn't. It also does. This is all new to me, guys. This is all new to me. So I'm trying to remember. I've got some bullet notes, but I will forget something, I'm sure. It will also do solar astronomy, which is really exciting, and we'll take some great photographs of sunspots. This is getting exciting. I am really, really looking forward to having a play with this. So this is all the astro side of it. Now, when it comes to because you can use this as a daytime camera, and my instant thought, well, everybody has a mobile phone these days. You know, I can point and shoot video. I can take a photograph. Why would I want to take this out? Well, it has a trick up its sleeve, which I think is really clever, and I can't wait to try out. Now, say for instance you're out and about and you're one of these people that enjoys looking at nature, and especially photographing. I couldn't think of the word then. Taking pictures of the wildlife. And you like to, I can't think what I'm trying to say. Yeah, leave it down in the comments what I'm trying to say. And you're trying to take pictures of, say, a deer. Now, because this has a tracking system built into it, so to speak, you can actually set with some kind of wizardry, which I've yet to try, and say track said deer or bird, and if the bird hops to the right or the left, the camera will actually follow it. It'll track it. Now, this is fantastic for people that have got YouTube videos, say, that do walking and nature videos, that kind of thing. And it must say it does shoot in 4K as well. This is pretty impressive. I'm just hope and pray it does what it says on the tin. Like I say, I'm going to keep you well updated with this one. This is just an introduction, let you know about it. I will, like I say, leave some links in the description so you can look into it a little bit more yourselves. But I just wanted to introduce you to this. I'm excited about it. Hope you're excited about it. And oh, I tell you what, let's talk about how much it costs. You may be familiar with a competitor of this that was out a few years ago. Can't think of the name of it offhand. I'll flash it up on screen. Now, that was the same, claims to do the same sort of thing. But the thing is, that was priced, I think, when it first came out, around about £4,000. Yeah. And I think you can now get it for about £2.5 grand, which is still a ridiculous amount of money, in my opinion. Well, with this little gadgetry here, and it claims to do a lot more than that one we just talked about. You know, it tracks wildlife, it does deep sky. We shall see. And yes, it has to be proven. Yes, I know that. But for a mere £450, I believe, which is roughly $450, this is what this little beauty is going to cost you. Now, I know the cost of living at the minute is ridiculous, and £4.50 is a lot of money to some people. But still, if you think about the tech that is inside this little thing, for £450, if it does what it says it does on the tin and does it well, well, I think that's an absolute bargain. I really, really do. Like I say, I'm really excited to giving this one a full test. I'll be doing obviously a nighttime test. Hopefully I'm going to get this out tonight. It's been a beautiful cold day all day. We have got a bit of a high pressure front over the UK at the minute, so it should mean clear skies. So hopefully I'll get this out tonight. We'll get some pictures, and I will definitely be doing another video on this DWARF 2. I just want to say a massive, huge thank you to the DWARF team for sending me this little gadget. I'm going to have a lot of fun playing with this, and I just can't wait. I haven't been this excited about a little gadget in a long time. I feel like a kid at Christmas. Now, I had to splice this little section back into the video, so I hope it makes sense. I'd actually finished recording, and I forgot to mention the little extras that come with it. Remember these little boxes? And I just opened them after I finished filming and went, why didn't I film this? Because these are really, really interesting. I'll start with the most boring one first. Well, you do get a strap, okay, for, I assume, your carrying case here, that everything comes. Nice little touch there. But the other thing is, I didn't realise that in one of the boxes it does come with a little tripod, which is great. It's just one of these little table tripods, and it does seem really sturdy for one of these little things. In fact, it's one of the most sturdiest ones of this type I've ever felt, really. It is this I can't think of want of a better word, plastic on the legs and everything, but this hasn't got much weight to it. I've probably put specs up on how much it weighs, so I think it's going to support this pretty nicely. Of course, and something else I forgot to mention, it has got a standard tripod adapter, so you can put it on something a little bit more substantial if need be. The other reason why I wanted to splice this into the video is this little box here is fantastic. Now, I did mention about filters, that it had built-in filters. Well, it turns out it doesn't have built-in filters. They come separate in this rather nice little display box. And if we take this out here, you can see here we have various filters in there with a little adapter that obviously fits somehow onto there, you know, that side on the lenses there. Like I say, this is all new to me. I've got to have a good play with all this. And then I saw this and I thought, what's that on one side? And this is actually very nice of the DWARF team to include this. It's a little tiny microscope that you can carry around, and they do actually include some, at first glance, some little slides to have a look at. Just something to play with. I think that's great. I just saw it. It's so tiny, Cam. What's that? You know, it's some kind of addition to this. But no, it's a little microscope that comes with it. So that is really, really interesting. There's quite a lot of nice kit for, like I say, £450. So yeah, I better start reading some instructions and having a play. Well, only time will tell whether this is going to be a game changer of astrophotography. I'm quite anxious. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I just want it to work. I really do want it to work. Well, folks, for now on the DWARF 2, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button if you've enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I do try and do regular uploads for the new astronomer, and my video schedule is still a little bit up and down, so don't forget to also press all notifications, because you certainly don't want to miss part 2 of this little gadget here. It's going to be fun. Well, folks, thank you so much for watching, and until the next one, take good care of yourselves. Bye for now.